Everybody, back again. Trying to think, ended last stream saying I was going to do some look into POB, specifically looking into this weapon. So when you're looking at maces, there are two ways. Primarily, you can craft sort of like early end-game stuff. This is one of the ways. You take a hybrid magic base, you use the flat physical damage essence, then you use a prefix, Kurgle, Desecration, and then try to get this increased Fizz damage mod with reduced attack speed on it. And then you can fix up the prefixes with just a battle in an onslaught, essentially. You get a really strong weapon. Right now it's going to require 430 strength for me to use. And I was wondering how this compared to our current weapon. Our current weapon has less flat on it, but it has the 28% damage as extra physical damage. In POB, these are very similar, and actually the one we're currently using is better. And it's way easier for me to use because of this attribute requirement affix, so sticking with it for now. But it did remind me that my offhand is a heavy Great Hammer, and it isn't a massive Great Hammer. So I think today we're going to work on figuring out a way that I can start offhanding this weapon instead. I'm also thinking of maybe doing, if we change our build enough, we'll Omen of Light this off, and then attempt to get a better prefix on my main weapon, I think. Part of this is going to require some essences that we haven't been stockpiling. We have 2 perfect essences of haste, and we only have 1 essence of battle. So I might put in some points into essences. We might start leveling essences, or trying to farm some essences today. But 430 strength is not something that I can really mess with. And I actually kind of screwed up by having a bit too much investment in this chess piece. Because we grabbed... Sorry, I might need to get some water here in a bit. I crafted this off stream, so 940 armor, 334 ES, 1 max all res, and then we can guarantee some kind of corrupt on it, see what we get. It has 31 strength, which would be incredible for me. Makes gearing a lot easier. My current chess piece, the biggest thing, honestly, is just the all-res, right? 32 all-res, but we don't really need it. The spirit's been helpful, but again, I mean, our amulet's something we can change and get spirit on if we really need extra spirit. We have 29 extra spirit right now. And the chess piece is... it's giving us 48, so we'd have to rip something off, but like maybe that's fine, right? Maybe that's a precision. It can't be a vitality, but we could figure something else out. The only issue is that the mod from this one, 15% damage, percentage damage taken from mana before life, and then 8% of life converted, is incredible. So I'd want to rip it out of this unique. Therefore, we'd be destroying this unique, I think. Extraction of augments. I don't know if we have too many of these in our temple right now. This might be the only one. We'd actually have to start running more... What's his name? The mid-boss in the temple if we wanted to get more of these. But yeah, technically we could hit it, destroy it, swap it out. Might be worth it. I can definitely figure this out in different ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. If I just swap 6 points for a bunch more strength on the tree, we'll be fine. If we set up... This is a pretty low tier of strength on the ring. Um, we could get strength on both rings at a higher tier, which would kind of help us get there. So we'll see exactly what I end up doing. But that's kind of the hope today. Looking to figure out this weapon situation, make it so that we can offhand a stronger base type, which is going to be like 20% to 30% more damage. Then I'm also going to be running a new support. So I'm going to be running Consecrated Area on Rolling Slam. And why I'm doing that is because we don't really need to use it for armor break. We have Bone Shatter, right? We've been jumping around using Bone Shatter for armor break. And normally when I'm mapping, it's pretty consistent. And then for single target, we have our Mace Strike. I don't know if we want to run Mana Leech on it if I'm going to be using this for armor break again, but I think it should be fine for bossing. Other than that, trying to think why we're using this Sapphire Ring because of Leech, I think, but it's not very good. I could actually get something like this with Chaos. Got 2 suffixes. We did just, I guess, 1 suffix we'd be down to swap off, actually. It's like an impossible task. We need to hit strength off of a chaos. It just doesn't make sense. Just chill. Meanwhile, this one, lightning, fire, and then chaos. We need it for chaos. We don't need it for fire. We don't really need it for lightning. So like this could potentially be anything, this ring. So we need a cold, lightning, chaos ring. And we could put leech on that one and get strength. Like we definitely have like 30 plus strength on some rings already. So like this one even. We lose the chaos. But I think our helmet can become chaos. Do we have an augment? Single chaos augment, so we could go that route. That's up to 3-8. 6.
Old roots find new soil.
So if I'm looking to get give up area of effect from there, we'd give up area of effect here. Puts us at 427.
Yes.
We need to be 430, and we need it to be 430 without the shield on. So we're 398. Oh, never mind. It has strength on it as well. We got pretty lucky here. But I might actually rip that off too, because we need to put battle on. This is within the run. Wait, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know why we put that in there. We got strength right here. Good to go. Okay.
didn't have the strength.
430? Why does this show... Right. So this shows
Old roots
because...
find new soil.
We'll see if this works. I don't know if this will. Okay, it works. So now we have a potential new offhand. I actually fucked up. We have to craft it first, and I'll probably hit it with the divine here. I think we got a few divines still sitting around. Okay. So the only downside to this kind of weapon is you don't get to have a desecrated mod on the suffix. We could also easily brick this item. If I'm only using this for offhanding, I actually think we're just gonna hit it a single time with the battle. I'm not going to be using the dual wield setup in maps very often, so you'd want the onslaught on the main hands. This is going to be my offhand for the foreseeable future, so I'll just be chilling with it. So I'm just going to hit it once with the battle and hope it doesn't rip the strength mod off. If it does, I'm going to have to figure something else out. Hopefully looking for it to remove the stun duration. Did you want to go? Right, strength is gone. So now we need to find another 30 strength. We get 15 pretty easily on a ring. I'm not going to remove those. I could put strength in the helm. I don't think we're going to do that. So here is where the chest piece would come in, right? It would be super helpful for me to be able to do that. Where did my ES go? The fuck? Was that... I guess I've been running 4K? This chest would fix so much. We'd have to hit triple socket though on it, right? This is only body armor, I think. Where's it at? This is only body armor, right? Yeah. Oh, this is armor anywhere. Okay. We might destroy the Grand Regalia then tonight. I'm not gonna force it yet. We do have alternate amulets right now. Getting chaos from that amulet though. That is the highest amount of attributes possible. God damn. That's really good. Might just do some essence farming regardless. So, I mean, if I use this and then I use the other chest piece, I think we're cruising. Right? Is that like the perfect setup? We've lost so much fucking stuff. It's not looking like that'd be the easy way to go. It does keep our spirit above. Our prefixes here are just really bad. So we'd have to go even more essences. Chaos, in general, this is just a really strong Amy. I think what I was looking at there was trying to collarbone the prefix. I don't think we have any. Nope. Holy shit, that's an insane ring. Okay. Oh, wow. Insane amulet as well, okay. I think we throw Chaos on. Take the Amy off. Chaos is the biggest thing that we need. Comes with a shit ton of strength. Fire res we didn't really need on this Amy. It came with global res. I'll put Chaos on it. We don't have it. Alright. Looks like it's essence farming today. And in the meantime, I will be using our old one, sadly. Okay, all set up, all good. I don't need these points for now.
Turned over a new leaf.
Where do we get these other 3 points from? Oh, temporarily, gotcha. Fucking A, man. The Soul Tether's really been fucking with me, I think. We can also swap out the socket on our gloves if I cared, but I think we're fine for now. Pop this up. Pop that. Okay. What that did show me, though, is that we have the ability to get this mod off, and this weapon without that mod could be really strong as well. So let's actually do some checking for essences. Contains an additional essence guaranteed on that one. Increased boost of essence, but not guaranteed on these other ones. So I'm down to run this real quick. Just don't brick with one of those. Ooh, that's really good. Super happy with that as like a generic farming tablets. Let's get some more item rarity, honestly. Breach would be good. Corrupted that random shit. 2 of those mods are good. That's 2 additional random modifiers. It's kind of fucked up. Essence, okay. And then, do I want to do Breach? Do I want to do Powerful Bosses, potentially? Let's do Breach for a bit. I'm gonna refund my Atlas. I don't even know what we were doing on it, I think. I think it's just this stuff on the left. We're gonna go all back into essences for now. Looking specifically for attack, as well as chaos. One more points if I wanted to, that's fine. And then if I really cared, we could go here. But we get one more map boss difficulty, and I'm a little afraid we're already in danger of dying to these fucking bosses. So I don't think it's worth. And I'm actually at the point. Let me just rip off these points for now. Today we're just gonna cruise. We also got there's 2 other points here. Is this on the tree? No. What did I do? Really? I did 100 Splinter Olroth, I guess. I forgot last stream. Okay. Higher chance of expedition books. And then we could do this one and just make any time we see. Oh, we got expedition. Oh, we could be running some expedition today. Shits. Kind of want to do that. Yeah. We'll go for crafting first, and then we'll maybe think about doing that next. That's crit and monster damage. And shock / freeze. It's a ton of Itemurdy. I'm down to run it. We'll see how it goes. So I don't know what's going on right now, but got something in my throat. Give me a sec. I don't want music too loud, but too quiet. This guy's up. Live chat's up. Again, this is a very dangerous map. The bosses, thank God, now are not as dangerous, so I think we'll be fine. And then I am trying... consecrated effects on Rolling Slam for now. Normally we only use Rolling Slam on very specific situations while we're mapping. Right now I'm primarily trying to use Bone Shatter for clear. Get this getting slowed and slowed and slowed. This is going to be a pretty scary breach. Especially with how much chilled ground there is on this map that I can't really see. Are we getting like no splinters this time? Because like for breach there's some pockets where it's insanely dense, and then other pockets where it's not. I can't jump too far in without risking. But no, never mind. This one seems like a really low density one, man. I don't know what's going on there. I did want to try some other stuff out tonight, trying to get explosions going with the Bone Shatter, but Flare has been really nice for breach. Consecrated grounds, or consecrated area or whatever on rare. Rolling Slam with area of effect is actually really strong. So making it so it's got like 30% less or whatever just for an increase in damage means mapping is a little bit worse. Again, the goal is that we use it for boss killing. Or for killing essences, like that. Whereas Bone Shatter should just take care of the rest here. Something I was looking into potentially was going for a one of the Explode Maul base types. Could be fun. To maybe look into a unique Crumbling Maul, which apparently had a Vaal. Oh shit. I had a setup this league where if you Cultivation Orbed it, you could actually use it in the in-game. And then I checked and I attempted to chance it. It took us like it's a chaos mod, which is pretty damaging to us. We're frozen now, actually. That's alright, so we're here with the Rolling Slam. Alright, we're gonna rip off the Consecrated Effect and just go for a different support for damage. It makes the quality of life on Rolling Slam just so much worse. Even if it is 30% more. We do need Perfect Jewelers. So that is insane. Love to see that. Good attack speed Shrine. I mean, just running Shrine in general on melee I feel like is probably super useful if you're playing SSF and you don't really care too much about like having your gear carry you. Oh, interesting. Only one essence in the map. Which I guess makes sense. I don't think we're running triple essence tablets. I think we're just running 2. A little weird. Fine, baby. So this is a map with a lot of item rarity on it, right? We're at 173, and then our character's got like a decent chunk. I don't know if item rarity affects rituals. I would assume not. But you never know when it comes to PvE2. Oh, but yeah, when I decide I want to farm something, normally I just ignore other shit. So in this case, really not looking forward to running every little thing on this map. But I might. Anyways, again, we swapped off of the extra difficulty to bosses, so we should be able to just destroy bosses right now. To the point where maybe it's a mistake. I just don't care. Especially when we're streaming. And I'm just kind of chilling. If the boss drops 2 maps, I'm happy. Doesn't really matter if it drops anything else. I pathed back over because I was thinking maybe I'll try and convince myself to do that. Yeah, I don't want to fucking do rituals. I'm chilling. Let's just go get the temple juice and bounce on to the next one. Hello?
Yes, quickly. Gold is useless to me.
We'll see what I get for the perfect jewelers. I've made mistakes in the past, just trying to go for the plus 20. Level 20 gem. So I don't think I'm going to do that with this one. Trying to figure out what I wanted to do here. Give me a sec. We have a 5-socket Bone Shatter, 5-socket Rolling Slam. I think it's Leap Slam. And then I think for Leap Slam... What was I going to put? This is one of those moments where I wish I was better about writing stuff down. Just like anytime you kind of hit something that kind of just not on your radar. I mean, it could just be stun. 70% more stun buildup or some shit like that. But I feel like there was something else. I feel like you use Leap Slam. It might just be that. And that honestly would be huge for me. So I think we go... I'm just going to throw it out. I'm also going to get a level 19 Leap Slam. What am I doing? Stun 2? There's no stun 3? There is. Even less damage, even more buildup. No clue. Let's find out. I think that's what we want. Does this do 0 damage though? No. I mean, this is 100% less damage. I don't know. Okay, we'll run that. I don't think there was anything else. Oh. Sorry, today's just about a bunch of pauses here real quick. But I should be good for now. So, blast a few maps. Totally fine. That one. Oh, failed this one. We'll run a ship map then.
Yes, this is only see what you...
It also means that... No, okay. I don't know what boss this was. Is this a Rebel? I think I did a map that was disgusting. Or we got... What was it? Oh, it was a really good map and then I fucked up somehow. Oh! That's what I was looking to do. We gotta swap off. Consecrated for Rolling Slam. It's just really not worth. I did see something else that we could run on it that was going to be another 30% more. So it's not like we needed just that specific one for damage. I actually think it was one of the lineage supports. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if I can stun enemies through Giga stun threshold now with the 6-socket. 300% more stun is kind of fucking crazy. But it was partly why we lost the simulacrum last week. Because if I can't leap slam stun, it's really hard to keep up. I have to just be spamming rolling slam from like the start of the simulacrum wave, and in that case it was like one of the final waves, so I don't want to risk it. When it comes to simulacrum, I think Earthquake's way better. Probably Sunder's even way better. If you just get a Sunder off early, you can kind of start stacking them. So you basically just kill things as they spawn. But Bone Shatter, you need to actually stun it, right? I forgot this was a ship map, so just get the boss cleared and then move on. Even just looking at how much damage that did. Yeah, it's rough. I feel like there's no way you can convince yourself to run the extra bosses in hardcore unless you're really feeling confident. I don't think we could kill him through his damage reduction here, but we'll see. I think it's only when he's on the move. Nah, might just be a bug sometimes. Oh shit. Weird camera desync issue.
A tidy sum.
Okay. Ripping this out. I think we'll just throw on heft. There could be some other quality of life stuff. But when it comes to Rolling Slam right now, I think I only care about damage. So heft is fine. Or max fizz is fine. Let's see how many divs we'll get on this map. Not too much rarity on the map itself. Let me check. We have Omen of Rarity. I'm assuming the rarity mods are like fucked up though. So how do you do this? Chaos Orb will replace all modifiers. Okay, so let's just replace one of our really, really fucking bad maps. That's completely doable. Okay. We're about to run the highest item rarity map I think I've run so far. A bunch on the tablets. Chance to double the tablets. And then 96 on the map itself. Just double checking. So it's extra cold. Chilled ground. More essences. Nothing crazy. So yeah, we'll see. We don't really have too much set up for us to actually be running a bunch of item rarity at all times. I don't know how strong it is in maps at this point, right? Like most players are running and getting all their shit from the temples. But this is a map with 309 rarity on it. Is there a void? There's a Shadewalker, but I don't think there's a void. We got a Depths Insta. Run it, come back up. Yeah, we're pretty far into the league. I think we're about halfway. A lot of people quit playing, like even 1 month is pushing it. They'll quit playing 2 weeks in. I'm treating this like a different sort of approach, and I've been really enjoying it. We'll probably just do this for the foreseeable future when it comes to PoE. But I feel like honestly I had a problem there for a while when it came to it. I mean, it depends on like points in my life. So like IRL stuff, circumstances, and just the timing of like PoE2 patches and stuff like that. Like it tends to be during holidays and shit, I feel like. And then otherwise, just work stuff and just where I'm at for how busy I am, right, at any given time. I feel like there'd be times where I'd prioritize PoE a little bit too much, but it was really because of more of the urge to play, less like an actual reason. League start is really interesting, right? Really fun when you play trade. You want to be there day one. You want to be pushing, you know, endgame content day one. But I don't know. It was feeling like a little much. So when PoE 2 came out, I really enjoyed... Oh, we got a void in the pits? Pretty interesting. But it's on a ranged mob, so we'll see. Textural and purification, nothing crazy. Yeah, oh, fuck. Oh, okay. I thought it was like a Giga Cranium, but we just got a Desecration for a Jewel. Yeah, when it comes to PoE 2, I think the first league, I still kind of had that urge. And we put a lot of time into that first league, but I didn't even play very well, right? I was trying to find what I found fun about the game. Didn't really understand what GGG was doing. And really kind of struggled, so it was more just me spending hours playing a game as opposed to actually feeling like, I don't know, that I had any amount of mastery over what I was doing. 0.2, I actually felt a lot better about it. I didn't play nearly as much, but I was figuring out the end game. We did some stuff where we were scraping data and like looking at how they were actually doing balancing for single target stuff. 0.3 was my favorite league so far. Put a bunch of time in. First time I really like learned how to play a completely all-around builds, and then we also played Hardcore SSF for the first time. And by the end of that league, we cleared everything, which was fucking awesome. This league, we're gearing up to do the same. I have had so many more close calls on this Druid than I did on the Smith. The Druid setup that we're running just inherently has way more issues versus like the really simple, like the Smith was very simple, right? Like I knew what things I needed to do, and then once I'd done them, I was always going to be really tanky. The only things that were going to be able to do any damage to me were physical or chaos degens, and even then, by the end of it, we were really strong against both. This character, not so much. If we got the belts, if we got the exact belt setup that we want, perfect of abrasion's good. The hammer too, I didn't even realize. Yeah, I still think we're capable of doing it. Just this boss fight. So Uber, Arbiter, and Hardcore SSF. This league is going to be way harder than last league. I already did it. I did a deathless Uber on a character about this level this league. I'm confident I could do it again. The issue is that I got to practice. And at this point, the keys, whatever you want to call it, the thing that you actually have to spend, the fragments in order to fight Uber Arbiter in softcore right now are too expensive. Like, I just don't want to spend currencies to do that. I don't want to go back to grinding just to practice, but technically that's honestly probably the best case scenario, so maybe I'll end up doing that. But yeah, we already did it, so I'm feeling like pretty confident that we could do it again. our character really didn't have too much damage. I think by the end of this, we could actually have a character that does more damage than my other character. Really just depends on how long I want to wait before we fight him. Personally, I'm in no rush. What I want to talk about today is the fact that, like, I've kind of broken out of the PoE mentality that I had before, which was more prone to, like, the casino style slash, like, just addictive nature of the game. And it really came down to this last PoE 1 league. I jumped on. I even made a video for it, and I kind of fucking hate PoE 1 now. And Risha came out, and like creators are making content for Risha, and you know, GGG was actually putting some effort in, or you know, reusing Gauntlet stuff and like updating the league. I have zero urge to play PoE 1 right now. And I think the last time I talked about maybe going back, it would be Hardcore SSF, but like, it just feels so dated, to me at least, to the point where I'm just kind of over it. And then when it comes to PoE 2, we found our niche, right? I really just enjoy playing Hardcore SSF. We tried playing Hardcore Trade at the start, and then our character died, and I was like way more willing to play softcore instead of just running Hardcore Trade back. That's on me, but like, I don't know, would I feel more satisfied if I could buy all the crafting stuff and just craft like perfect gear right now and then just go kill Uber and then move on to another character? I don't think so. I've really enjoyed just one character working towards one goal, taking it pretty slowly. So, you know, we're doing like 2-ish hour streams 3 days a week. And it's just something that I can consistently do and enjoy, and it isn't something that I feel the need to play. Right? How's it going, Death Scythe? Caught me in the middle of me ranting about why I'm playing SSF or Hardcore SSF and why I've actually been really enjoying it. But yeah, it ties into this idea of like before I was very driven through, I feel like, the economy. PoE 1 made me like push really hard, try to get as much, you know, progress early in a league, so you can kind of build up a bit of currency before everything in the economy kind of goes out of hand, and then by the end of it, you're just full of you just have a shit ton of divines. But like, every build I would play would still be a shitty build, so it wasn't like I was farming crazy content. So like the dissonance between those two things eventually caught up to me. Whereas right now, like I said, I'm not really like on PoE 1's timetable. It just depends on where you're at, right? And like who you know, how much of PoE have you played? But like, I feel like I definitely just had issues in the past where I was feeling like I really wanted to play a PoE league. Like they'd launch a new they'd do all the announcements, they'd trickle out a bunch of info, and I'd get the itch like really badly, and then I'd play it and it'd be like, well, this doesn't even feel really satisfying. And I would have played like so much that it was unhealthy, right? Whereas PoE 2, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just kind of chilling. Like, this character is just like again, like 3 days a week we jump on for 2 hours, and that's actually the most fun I have when we're playing. I don't put too much time in off stream these days, but like, that's totally fine too. Like, it's just like a fun thing. We keep the character alive, and we can keep progressing. Whereas in softcore, it's just like you gotta go forever. There's no downtime. If you're not farming, you're losing, you're falling behind, shit like that. Which obviously it's not the case. That's essentially just like FOMO creeping in or whatever. But like, when you're playing hardcore SSF, it's baked into the game that you don't need to worry about it. So I feel like it's been helping me sort of curb my my urges to play BoE in the past. So pretty interesting. But I don't know. I might pull this up. We'll pull it up. It was really interesting to me. But over the weekends, I was looking into making videos. We've paused on making videos basically, right? The last one we made was looking at EHP values, which is pretty good. I can continue to do explainers for hardcore. There's definitely enough content where I can do that. But it isn't the thing that you want as like a creator. Like the longevity that you want is videos that are evergreen. So if I'm talking about, EHP values in, 0.4 early access, are those going to stand the test of time going into, release or any of that? Who knows? But there are... Fucking League, dude. I've been playing League a bit more, and I've been playing ARIM Mayhem is actually the most fun I've had in a long time with just a random MOBA. But I was playing some ranked games and some like draft, and it's not nearly as fun for me. But no, what I was gonna say for the creator stuff, and I'll pull it up after this map. Microtransactions. Darth Microtransactions actually found a video type that's incredibly successful. I don't think it's a fluke, and I hope he keeps doing it. Let me actually run this expedition real quick. It's funny, there's certain things that I can do while talking and other things I can't. Monsters hits are always crits, can fuck right off. Extra damage can fuck off. I think these are all... Yeah, we'll just skip it. We already got a tab. Don't really care too much. But yeah, Darth Microtransactions is making videos where his community... I think he just hops into a Discord call with people in his community, and then he like gives them like the most juiced map possible, and then they just try to run it. And he's done 3 of them in the past month, and all 3 are in the top 10 most viewed videos in the Pee-wee 2 section in the past month. So those videos are evergreen, right? He can come back to those videos, and we can just see what people were running in 0.4, right? And like somebody could still enjoy that. Really cool idea. I don't know if he came up with it. I don't know if another creator came up with it, but like that kind of content is really good when you're you have your community built up. I don't really have a community. We're just, I got a Discord, but I don't use it as like, hey, let's plan events, like, hey, everybody join up on the Discord. It's just kind of there. I used it way more often when I was doing game design streaming. But, it's been years since we did that, so it's just kind of dead. So I'm not the personality that's probably going to end up doing something like that. But it is really cool to see him do that. So when it comes to me over the weekend thinking like, oh, what video ideas should I make? I was trying to see if there was anything that I could do and be happy about that would like live in a similar space, and I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I thought of ideas and I was like, that doesn't sound like fun. This one is maybe, it's still on the table. I'm not ruling it out forever, but the idea I had was I take build guides, so like creator build guides, and then I run those builds and I rate them. I'm not rating the build itself, I'm rating the guide. And I thought that would be really interesting. The only issue is you have to play the game a lot. And like I said at the start of this, I've really been enjoying playing the game in the way that I have been, right? Where it's just a few hours, you know, 2 hours, 3 days a week or so. We're headed towards a goal. We're going to kill Uber Arbiter and Hardcore SSF. There's no currency FOMO. There's no, you know, I'm not feeling like I'm falling behind in the league. Everything's pretty straightforward, and to all of a sudden switch to like, okay, today's on stream, we're just going to be playing a new builds. We're going to be running acts 1 through 4 all over again. It's just like, nah, I'm kind of good on that, especially if the build sucks. But I still think it's a really good idea if you're somebody who is willing to put in the time and play a bunch of different builds throughout a league. Would also do the give me the benefit of like learning a bunch of different mechanics. It's what we're planning on doing in the first, like, with our current characters, but it'd just be at like a much faster pace. I asked my friend what kind of build he might want to see, and he mentioned like some kind of chronomancer setup, which is like drastically different than most things that I've done. So I just have to learn so much stuff. Oh shit. Monkey! He should be dead here. We removed the boss points, so bossing's super easy. I'm just looking to try to get some essences right now. Oh, I missed the other comment. Thanks for the thanks for the compliment, dude. Yeah, when it comes to the how chill we are, I feel like it's pretty chill. It might be too chill. Ooh, Sunder Earthshatter is when I was looking, it cropped up. Or wait, sorry. Somebody made a video going over attack speed on Sunder and on Earthshatter. It's pretty interesting. I gotta, when I pull up, I guess you've already seen the Darth videos, so I probably won't hop over to YouTube, but I'll try to check out Paragaming. I'm kind of curious. I don't think we did the Abyss. So I'll go do that before you leave, and then people here. Whoa! Yeah, the hope would be, one, I found really something that I really enjoy playing on stream. So I feel like I could consistently stream if it was just hardcore SSF for as long as I wanted to. Like, as long as this character stays alive, we'll just be playing 0.4. We're just kind of chilling. I have not found that for like the content creation side. And when it comes to growing the channel and just like getting new people in and just having people hang out, that's kind of the key. As well as, I guess, just actually being a entertaining streamer, which at the moment, you know, it comes and goes. I feel like some of our streams are way more fun than others, but it is what it is. As long as I'm enjoying it. I feel like we can bring new people in. But yeah, what I was thinking is, could I figure out, you know, a video format that would work in the same way that, like, the new streaming setup that I figured out has worked out for me. Something that I just enjoy doing. It wouldn't be too much extra work each week, and we could just put out, and maybe I'm just, like, even trying to think off the top of my head right now. What if I just did one video a week and just made that my goal? Because that sounds like totally doable right now. I've seen a lot of people do sort of like content or like build diaries almost, or like league diaries, like, hey, this is like week 1 update, week 2 update. There could be some of that, but I feel like it's really specific to me, right? You might that's more of like just recording the VODs, uploading the VODs. I do like explaining stuff more, so. True. It's just cool seeing when people respond to the more explainer style content though. Like the last one we put out, people were pretty grateful for it, and they were asking for even more. And I don't think I have those numbers yet. But there's numbers definitely that we could pull for like mapping EHP values. That'd be really helpful for people, I think. But it hasn't even been the work that's been the issue. It's actually been the creative side of things. Because initially we started out 0.4 thinking I might be able to do some more sort of podcasty style content. And then I just kind of I put out one video on the temple. And I mean, I feel like most of my critiques were still valid. Really good at amulet base. But I still feel like I missed out on the snake. Like, this is part of why I never want a league start trade again. I was too focused on making a build and trying to do like a build guide, where instead of that I could have looked at the league mechanic and invested more time into learning how the snake method worked. Because I just didn't, I completely fucked that up. Like, what I looked at prioritizing was getting to Adziri, and I think we were probably somebody one of the earliest players to kill Adziri when you think like total. And on hardcore we might actually have been one of the first players to kill the architect, because I don't think many Micho coming in with the fuck trade. I'm like, I get it. I'm just I don't know, there's a lot, but anyways, I prioritized only one side of that mechanic, and I really wish, because the fun of learning new mechanics in new leagues is actually doing it yourself. That's on the table at least, right? Like if you enjoy playing PoE2 and then all of a sudden there's just like a build guide for the temple, then you don't have to learn it, you just do the build guide. So I kind of missed that. So going into 0.5, I'm going to start probably hardcore SSF, and I'm going to try to figure out the stuff on my own. And then we'll look at what the community's doing and seeing if there's anything I'm missing. I'm not going to be like a full no spoilers type shit, but like I definitely do want to put a little bit more effort in learning the mechanic. I'm going to hit this with one of these guys. That is an insane amulet. Holy shit. Okay. Keep essence grinding. We need to get some more. Anyways, I've been on this combo for a while, but give me a sec here. Snake mechanic. You can still do it. So if I go pulp the runes that we've got, I actually can't remember either if there was a change they made that made this more possible, but currently the runes we have are totally fine. So if all I wish I realized was that the goal of this temple layout was to do this, right? I'm not talking about the full single snake that goes around the entire temple or whatever. That's super min-maxy and like crazy, and I never would have figured that out by myself. But I didn't even realize you were supposed to do this, right? Like I was fully on board with like making like loops and shit, and just like not really thinking through or realizing that if you did a single long strand and you lock the end, right, it's kind of all locked in. Early on, I 100% knew that not rushing Adziri, because like, what's his name? Neversink came out with a video saying you should only, like, hey, here's the fastest path to rush Adziri. And I knew immediately, like, that was a totally fine way to play it, but I knew Because we hit early on. We just got a... Let's say it was one of these guys. It might have just been a cultivation, but we got a T3 cultivation early on, and we just ran it in like 2 or 3 temples back to back, and we're just chain farming divines. And it was like, of course this is going to be insane. Look how many other rooms there are. So I had enough information, but I was just so distracted by trade and like my need to get more currency and my need to try out all these new builds and shit. And I don't know, man. There's so much. There's too much in this game. We are gonna take this amulet and put chaos on it. I was gonna use this amulet instead, but 72 maximum energy shield on an amulet is insane. I definitely lost track of what I was saying there too, though, so I'll come back to it. I need to get into a map first, though, and make sure that this map cannot kill me. Yeah, we're good. Ooh. Let's go try to get... Nah. I think this blood gem is going to be trap. I'd be down to try to get this thing, if possible. We failed this map. Maybe not. Let's just keep things chill today. Okay, okay. Where was I? Yeah. So I guess the point I was making is that even when I'm ranting on stream, it actually isn't... No, I did bring it up. Okay. So making content for Path of Exile requires you to play the game in some way, right? Like if you want to make content yourself and like do new like interesting stuff, you got to play the game. The really interesting thing about the Darth Microtransactions video is that he doesn't have to play at all, right? Like, he can, you know, he's played enough that he gets the game. If he wants to keep up in any, like, insane, like, in-depth way, he totally can. If he just wants to do, you know, play every release and just, like, bounce around games, he's played enough that he gets it. But when it comes to that specific video that he made, dude, he doesn't have to do anything. Right? His community comes to him with builds. His community could even come to him with the maps, right? Like, he could just have, like, the one dude who makes all the maps, right? Like, whoever made the maps for Elon, right? He's just got that guy making the maps for him. And then, his video is that it's his personality, right? It's his personality and his community, and that's what people fucking love watching, right? So it's like, that is the... Dude, I really hope he keeps doing that shit. Because it's like really, like, it's like almost 0 chance of burnout, right? Whereas the idea I had, which was, oh, you know, there's a creator build guide. I'll do a series trying out creator build guides. It's like, I have to play through the game, like, every single... How many hours did it take for me to get to the end game, right? Let's say, in, like, best case scenario, it's like 7 hours to clear Act, you know, 1 through 4. Then every week I have to be playing for 7 hours on a new build that I don't know, on a build guide that I don't understand. You know, like, it just sounds like a bad idea. And it is a bad idea. That's why I'm not going to do it. But there's got to be something that I could do. I mean, we could do something community heavy as well. I'm just not that kind of personality. I'm more in the realm of what we're doing right now, which is we're streaming hardcore SSF. There's some things that I feel like I'm good at, good enough to warrant people stopping by and watching. When we're doing these more casual streams, anybody could be doing this, and maybe there's some interest to that even, right? Just kind of looking at it from but I help people understand how to break down any of their fears of playing hardcore. Maybe that's helpful enough, because I still see people bitching in thread after thread of like, I'm getting one shot by map monsters, even though I can face tank boss moves and shit, and it's like, I don't know, we have a good understanding of where the damage comes from in this game. And in general, I'm guessing it isn't where people realize, so we could definitely help. We could help more on that front. I keep getting depths. But hardcore SSF isn't super popular, so part of what I wanted to look into this weekend was what were the popular videos, and the #1 most popular video in video type in general is going to be either a build guide or a currency making guide, and in this case it was Fubgun. So Fubgun in the past month had videos with the highest views. In general, there were other creators, some well-known, some unknown, who, you know, they were just doing content in that same kind of vein, right? Like, oh, let me show off this incredibly strong builds, or let me show off this explanation for how you can farm like tons and tons of divines, either in temple, or more common videos started coming out after the snaking method was found, where it's like you can actually make more money outside of the temple, because everybody who's running temple is going to be needing all this other currency stuff. So there were a lot of videos. Those were #1. #2 was just kind of like, I had this more broken down over the weekend. I feel like #2 was just build guides, but not from a farming reference, if that makes sense. Like, they weren't broken, they were just people going over content. I feel like there's another video archetype I'm forgetting, but anyways, what I was gonna say though is that the podcast style content is the least watched. So if we're talking about you know, I did EHP values for hardcore SSF or whatever, right? Well, if we're talking about values for the PoE2 YouTube channel stuff, it's like the top tier was like 100k views or whatever. Fubgun peaked out at like 260k for like I think it was the temple farming strat video, which is insane. Microtransactions videos where he was just going over the community build guide stuff, that was 100k on 3 separate videos, which is really, really good for the PoE2 niche. Especially if you don't have to play like 20 or 30 hours or whatever to make a video like that. The community's got the content, you're just the one that brings it together. So really, really cool to see. But the PoE2 podcast content, or like the more, I don't know what you want to call it, like talk show style content, like maybe peaks at like 30k views. Gonna be another void here. Let's see if we can pull in. Pull them up. And that was kind of what I was thinking of spending my time doing this league, right? Ancient collarbone. So we started the league doing some more podcasty style stuff, and then I just realized, like, well, it's not a lot of fun for me to just podcast by myself, and it doesn't seem like there's anybody in the community that plays or enjoys the game like me, in the content creator community. Like, watching Alkaiser play is a lot of fun, but like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be really interesting to interview Alkaiser. Sorry, I would find it really interesting for me to come up with interview questions for Alkaiser. Because he's talked about it all, and like, I've heard so much of his opinion on this kind of shit already. Like, it's not like there'd be a ton of, like, he's some like deep complex dude. It's more of just like, the idea of coming up with really interesting questions. Like, I think there's definitely a lot of stuff that he doesn't say that will be super interesting for everybody to hear. When you're somebody who's put so many hours into these games, and then, I mean, even boss has a good amount of damage on it, as well as a good amount of slow soul chill for a bit. But yeah, he played Hardcore Trade this league. I think he ended up doing like 3 or 4 builds. Just a ton of builds. And for me right now, I can at most get through kind of one of these, right? We've done 2 technically. It's like very similar kind of builds. He's like never really thought about it right now, but he's definitely the GOAT for me
Speak.
when it comes to the ARPGs. And again, he's the personality where like he'd just fucking laugh at that. It doesn't make any sense to him. He doesn't give a fuck. But like, he made me value defenses more. And then that has just slowly kind of rolled back into just valuing, just playing the game that you enjoy more, and just trending away from trade. I've come full circle, but anyways, what was I gonna say? He would never do a podcast, right? Like Alk has done podcasts, but he would never do a consistent podcast. That's just not who he is. It's not how he thinks about stuff. And outside of him, I don't know who in the community lines up with how I play the game. And even he was trending away from it. This is crit double. Double damage. Yeah, I don't know, it's maybe too much. I'm just thinking. Give me a sec. Get the new map in at least and jump through while I'm just kind of brainstorming. Trying to think if I ever did this. I don't feel like I ever did this with WoW either. So the closest thing in PoE 1's history to what I'm talking about, and kind of like the essence of what I'm talking about right now, was Gauntlet. But Gauntlet ended up becoming this thing, for the content creators at least, that was more about the competition. And maybe that's even wrong, but that's how I started to watch it, right? So like, by the end of the Gauntlet runs in PoE 1, Alk fucking hated them. And you kind of knew who was going to win. It was going to be Ben or it was going to be on Exile. My favorite one all time was when both Ben and Exile, I think they died twice? They might have died multiple times, and then Alk finally won. He just randomly just lucked into it. And it was actually really crazy to watch, because, like, he normally doesn't get nervous, but you could tell, I forget which boss fight it was, but the final boss fight that he was doing, it was, like, it was fucking crazy. But outside of that, it's like, dude, it's just so much, it's like, make sure we have the ES up. This is the first time I've tried to talk so much while playing hardcore, and it's definitely getting to me. Okay, anyways, Gauntlet. For the average player, Gauntlet is just like, can I get through maps or whatever? Like, that's the most fun that you might actually end up getting through. So, if you're making content, like, that'd be a cool thing to do. Like, hey, let's go through and let's put a value on getting through maps in Gauntlet. And I think GGG did do that. I think they rewarded people with, like, loot boxes for clearing, or, like, getting to level 90 or level 70 or whatever. It just never felt like that was actually the thing. Like, it always felt like the race was the thing. You'd pull up streamers, you'd watch them. You'd watch some of the most crazy shit possible, where it's like, I'm Exile or Ben going for, like, the exact min-maxy build that's been figured out to be, like, the #1 way to clear. And even on the off times where it was, like, Jungro and, like, theory crafting shit. Or people with, like, crazy off-meta builds that are actually really strong. It still ends up feeling the same, right? It's a lot of people putting in hours and hours of time. 100% just blasting, not being able to, like, actually enjoy what they're doing. So, anyways, I don't know what it is with me tonight, but I'm in, like, full brainstorm mode. And I'm now imagining something that would be kind of fucking sick for them to do. GGG has done it for their game expos. But I wonder if they would ever do a boss gauntlet. Like a microcosm of PoE. Instead of a full-on league, where you start a character, like, I don't know, we'll do a slash plate after this, right? We've put in, over the past 2 months, I think we're up to 2 days played, maybe a little bit more. Can you condense that? Can you create an event where you start a character, you play it through, it's essentially like a Hades roguelike almost, and you have boss fights. So, like, Elden Ring came out with Elden Ring roguelike, whatever it is. Don't actually remember. Can you do that with PoE? Because I feel like that's something I would really enjoy getting good at. Instead of the game modes where I need to blast 24/7. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see if I even kill Uber this league. Like, we're definitely gonna fight him, I think. I just don't know if we're gonna be able to pull the kill off, unless I stall a little bit longer. We leveled. I forgot we leveled, man. 95, baby. Pretty high up on the ladder. Wow. The ring's got potential.
Yes.
He's turned off. Give me a sec. I gotta cool down.
Speak. This is all we as expected.
It's too much. everything's gonna freeze me and stun build up. Might pause that map. But yeah, the other part of this is when it comes to me talking about the community, I literally have no clue if any of my viewers watch other streamers or they know about other streamers, any of that shit. So it's like, there's that side of things. Most of the people that maybe watch, they just want to watch to learn. I don't know if they care about the community or any drama or any of that shit. And it's like, if I want to make content, one of my thoughts was getting more involved with the community, and I just have done a bad job of it this league. We tried to do the softcore kind of mid-league reset. That looked interesting. Pretty bad area for me. Fine though. But I don't know, man. I just didn't have the urge to play trade. I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah, we're frozen? Fucking A, man. Alright, here we go, here we go. Oh, it's the tree terrain fucks with Rolling Slam a good amount. I don't even, yeah. I wish I could be a fly on the wall to see how the guys who play a shit ton play the leagues. Cause you know there's, sorry, I have no clue about Gun's backgrounds, but you gotta know there's like a shit ton of real money stuff going on early in the league, and then just in general, there's just so much stuff when it comes to the high-end kind of content side of things, and even content creators or whatever. Like, it's reminding me of I never played Magic, but there's a YouTube video dude, Alpha Investments is the name of the channel. The guy's name is Rudy, and I started watching him because he did a video series about him making a card shop. He was starting up a card shop from scratch, and it was really interesting to watch. But the more I watched that dude, like the more it was weird. Like his community kept saying like videos he was putting out specifically to like control the market. And again, I don't know who the fuck he is. I don't know anything about it really. But when if you're trying to be a content creator in a situation where your videos can affect the economy of anything, somebody's gonna take advantage of that. If it's you, the one making the content, that's one thing. If it's your viewers or whatever, like, I don't know, somebody's, and most people who make the videos, it's like, somebody's already in the know. So when it came to like the snake method, or like the, what was the early on pseudo exploit or whatever of Holton, right? Using Holton to, run it a bunch to get your crystals going. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that I don't think Gun came up with that, right? Like somebody else did. But he put the video out. So he makes all the views, goes through all that, and then a lot of them use it as an excuse. They say, oh, I don't actually want to do this, so I'm making the video so GGG fixes it. Maybe that's fine. But again, you play, like you're saying, man, you play hardcore, you play SSF, and dude, shit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's an economy that's gonna crash. So, I don't know. I'm not going to try to convince people to play SSF, but it'd be kind of cool if I made it more appealing to people. If we just kind of explained it enough that it's like, actually, yeah, I'm not... Like, I know I'm good. I know I can be good. My potential's really high when it comes to this game. But when we're playing casually like this, I'm not playing I'm not doing too much crazy shit right now, right? Like, we're just kind of cruising. The character prep work, right? Everything about our current character is what lets us play the game like this, as well as all the map, just how you decide what map you're going to put in the map device and run, right? So many people probably die in hardcore because they're way less careful with map mods. So that'd be kind of cool, right? If you're talking about looking at videos and like looking at subscribers and whatever, and it's like I'm targeting a niche and there's not a lot of people doing it. I mean, one thing I could do with the content is try to broaden that niche. That just seems like a lot, so you know, if we just keep having fun and just keep playing and enjoying stuff, I think eventually more players will realize that Pee Wee 2 SSF is actually a lot of fun. I don't know from the perspective of Pee Wee 1 SSF players. I don't actually know if this is... I've seen people say this is a lot easier than Pee Wee 1 stuff. And like, maybe that's what got me to play it? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why I never pulled the trigger on Pee Wee 1 hardcore. But yeah, I feel like there's a stigma right now that this game is bullshit and there's tons of one-shots, and you can't really play the game hardcore in any, you know, reasonable way, and it's like... I'm almost positive that's not the case. And I'm almost positive a lot of people's issues with the game can just be solved by playing SSF. You know what I would really enjoy is if they were designing around this. Because there's some things that they could add that would be incredible. But we'll see. I don't think they ever will. My friend was saying Mark does. I think. Was it? No, it wasn't Mark. It was Chris. Chris himself, I think, designed most things from the SSF mentality. And Chris is gone, so it is what it is. You could call them losers, but I don't think... Like, I'm not here to hedge. I'm not here to say, like... I'm not playing politics. Like, I genuinely... We have a full row of these fucking headhunters if I want. How do I put how I feel about this game right now?
The old way still whisper. Go. What is it?
So I watched I like clarifying things for people on the subreddit. So there was one post where the guy said, you know, I died to this mob, and yet I can face tank bosses. Like, what's going on, GGG, fix your game. And I asked him how much Chaos Res he had, because it was in a breach, and I had died earlier in the league to Chaos. SSF is solo self-found, so no. But they do have hardcore trade. So if you're somebody who wants to play hardcore, but still trade with people, hardcore trade is one of the best ways to play Pee Wee. But we're in hardcore SSF, so no trading. Anyways, the guy was asking... Like, I had died earlier in the league to Breach before I realized Breach was full of chaos damage. So I got my chaos res to, like, up to max, like 75, and then I never died again to Breach. So I saw the post. The first thing I said was, what is your chaos res at? And he said 0, right? And, like, it's just somebody complaining about something that they don't even realize they shouldn't complain about. They don't know, right? So I want to call that person a loser. It's just like... Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, you made the same point, right? They refuse to figure it out. This is the key. I don't think they refuse to figure it out. I don't think they need to. I don't think they realize they need to figure it out. And for me, I didn't play roguelikes. I didn't really understand them. And one of the first roguelikes I played, I had the same sort of reaction to it, right? Like this idea of like, why isn't it explaining anything? Before I realized that's the point, right? So I kind of understand that mentality. But anyways, that specific example, I pointed out the 0 chaos res. I didn't realize energy shield takes double damage from chaos damage. So like, so if I didn't know, that dude didn't know. And that dude didn't know he even needed chaos res. So like, the dude was taking like, okay, if you take 100 damage and you have 75 chaos res, it's going to be 25. But if you're full ES, it's going to be 50 from the hit. And then if you have 0, it's going to be 200. So you're taking, the guy was taking 4 times as much damage as he realized he should be taking. And it's like, how is he supposed to, how the fuck is he supposed to know that? And it's not like, I don't know. That's not something that's like revolutionary either, right? Like it can't just put a video out and be like, wow. Anyways. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. I think my next video is going to be talking about this I will pull up on stream. After this map, remind me if I forget. Oh, we got a greater essence of battle. Let's see if we can corrupt it to juice it up in a sec. So the death recap. Never mind. Give me a sec. So the death recap, I actually think is coding issues. Like, I don't know if they can do it. I genuinely sort of believe that as an issue. Feel like if other games have done it, though, that's not an excuse, right? They could just figure out a way to maybe get it to happen. But I'd have to, like, so that's something I wish I could talk to GGG about, because, like, people have asked for it forever. And I can't remember if they said it's the technical issue of actually designing it, or if they philosophically don't want it. I don't really know. But I think, I mean, that would be helpful. It wouldn't be helpful for hardcore, really. I guess it could, as you're learning, I guess. But in general, you don't want to be... Like, I'm trying to think, would that have helped me? Yeah, a little bit. We're in a pretty dangerous spot right now. There we go. Why that would have helped me is because so many people talked about armor early on in PoE2's history that I thought physical damage was more of a thing. Physical damage is a non-issue in this game. This is a Shade Walker, that's why we're taking so much damage here. You don't need nearly any fizz damage reduction, honestly.
I'm not ready yet.
Focus up quick. There's still a Shade Walker in there that's tripping me up. We'll come back to it. I'll check the map mods as well. I think I'm running something I didn't realize. No, never mind. It's just a lot of fucking chaos. It's chaos plus the degen. Plus delirium. We'll let delirium fall off and then we'll go back. But yeah, everybody talked about armor. You don't really need much. There's a good enough amount of physical taken as Ellie that it's really like a non-issue. Something's going on with my mana. Might be a low no, it can't be a low mana recovery map. That's not a thing.
Nature takes what's old.
Wait, you did it? You did it. Hell yeah. When you jumped in that one time, I was like really excited to... Sorry, no, I was actually fucking... I felt like I was getting gang stalked. Because we came up with the same idea. But I wanted to ask you about how that went. I realized YouTube probably just recommended you my live stream because I was talking about it. Kind of crazy. Oh, interesting. So Molten Blast is the one skill that I kind of think on Maces could go mainstream. And I mean, early on, Mathel did like a video about it. I think it was, he did Elementalist. I think there's some crazy Molten Blast setups out there. It just looks so, you get, the clear's so crazy. Let me just kill Deli, and we'll go kill the Beavis. We got sick.
Nature's fury. Wilds take ya.
Oh, I got a rib. Oh yeah. Block 50 block chance, tons of evasion, tons of armor. Yeah. That was, dude, I really thought that was the character we were gonna play in this the trade league, and that looked insanely strong. And you wouldn't have to path to get I mean, you'd still probably path over there if you wanted to get damage, but you wouldn't necessarily need to take Giant's Blood on the tree. It's still close enough. It's probably like a non-issue. Got an Abyss, no Essence. Dude, so my friend I think figured it out. Or sorry, he mentioned it and then I put it together. And it's honestly maybe a strategy I should start doing. YouTube is constantly taking... So if you put a video out, they create a transcript of it. They added like the AI feature, right? For chat, which is like a live stream thing that's like running. And it like summarizes chat. I'm guessing they took... Because I started that video off by talking about Amazon Bringer of Rain. And I'm guessing they recommended you the YouTube video because I was talking about the exact thing you were doing. That's my guess. It freaked me out more in the moment. I thought I was getting trolled. I was like, no fucking way, dude. But then it ended up making way more sense than I realized, honestly. Oh, stat stacking is interesting. I've yet to do a stat stacker. In PoE 1 or PoE 2. Dude, I plan to start as a Titan stat stacker in 0.1, and then I found out hulking form didn't affect the attribute nodes, and I was really sad. And then also stat stacking in 0.1 was like the most popular thing, and everything was really expensive. I think we... How did I miss this one over here? Oh, that's a good idea. We have yet to hit any, like, iconic unique, I think. The most interesting unique we got is the one we're wearing.
Druid knows to travel light.
Oh, am I running? Yeah. 80s. That's fine.
Yes, this is all we have.
Hello.
I just realized, I think we actually have a cultivation orb. And we got an ancient color, but okay, we can do some crafting in a bit.
Have you found?
Yo. Oh, temple. Okay. That's insane. That's fucking wild. So we actually have one of these, and then we have a temple with more. We're in a really good spot today. The only issue is this. We have one long belt. I need to go on a long belt crafting or a long belt farming spree where I do have one of the ways to do it. So maybe we'll run that next stream. 24% reduced item rarity venters, so we can get negative. I don't know if negative actually affects it in the way that I think. But while we're here, because we're not going to be farming, we'll be getting cultivation orbs up today, probably, but we're not going to be able to get the belts. So for something like belt farming, I'll probably do that off stream. For right now, I'll corrupt it. We'll see what we get. This is a follow-up from last stream. Hitting it with the normal corrupt is pretty disappointing. Most times I feel like we don't hit anything. But Brick. Add it to the stack. This one I'm pissed off about. Because what I didn't realize is we might be able to run loses max life per second. We still might be able to run that one. This one pissed me off. Yeah, well, the chance orbs are stacking up. We're gonna have some cultivation orbs stacking up soon, so I'm gonna have to farm some belts, and then we'll have maybe like a better stream where we do like 10 into one go and have like a chance of getting some good shit. So we have back-to-back temples if I want to run, but instead let's just run 3 more maps, get 3 temples, and then end stream running those. I was about to say, I kind of want to swap Breach out. I felt like it wasn't doing too much. Get an expedition in. Okay. Oh, farming. Or crafting. Fuck. I'm crafting in a bit. Anyways, yeah, I've been rambling a lot this stream, and I still don't have an answer for, you know, if I was gonna do a weekly video, what would it be about? But I'll keep trying to come up with something good. And when I do finally come up with something, I think it will be more hardcore SSF centric. Not necessarily for hardcore SSF specifically, but more just in general, looking at the game as more of something that you invest time in over time instead of something that is you gotta get in now, you gotta play now, you gotta blast now. Money, 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 all that shit. This is a semi-useful helm for hybrid. I don't think we'd ever run it, but not the worst. And I don't think it's Vaal. But the next video I'll put out is the one going over item mod breakpoints, because I was crafting wrong. It's a good question. Because if I wanted to, I could force it by having this character die. But I'm really enjoying trying to get this character. Like, we're almost there. We're basically almost to the point where we could clear the game. Dude, I was freaked out because I played more on my softcore character last league, like substantially more than on this hardcore character, but we've played longer into the league on this character. And I guess that's kind of what I'm talking about. But yeah, mod, I don't know. I don't know. Last week we kind of got philosophical, or no, it was 2 weeks ago when I fought Arbiter. I turned on stream, forcing myself to kill Arbiter, and it was like, I honestly felt like I might like pause streaming a bit if my character died. But I still risked it anyways, and then we still killed him, so it was all good. But, like, it was not worth the risk of me stopping stopping the streams. So, do I have another character lined up right now? No. Would I play another character this league? Yes. Could I do it without this character dying? Also yes. We'll see. Either this character dying or us killing Uber Arbiter, then I'd probably feel like swapping off, doing something else. I am pretty committed to league starting from here on out. Hardcore SSF. Maces, not on Warrior. When it comes to a second character in a league, I'm not going to be that strict. So, I don't actually know. We could do a more legit Druid. I could play a class that I haven't played yet. We haven't played Monk yet. And I feel like Monk is kind of iconic at this point. This is a map with a lot of stun thresholds. I don't know if the one on the left side is bugged or what, but... Into Chaos, we can do that one. Chaos Pen we don't want to do. All res is fine. X-Proof is fine. Alright, that's fine. Give me a sec to reset my brain too. Oh. I really did enjoy playing... Oh, it's a Depths, that's why. We played a Chronomancer. It was Cold Snap. No, it was Ice Bomb. Ice Bomb Chronomancer in 0.2. It was just a hardcore character I played, hardcore SSF for fun. It was before I was really getting into it. I didn't care about, you know, the characters dying in campaign, because at that point you had to run Acts 1 through 3 twice. And what I was doing and really enjoying doing was running Acts 1 through 3, and then just either my character dying, or just stopping. And that was a lot of fun. The playstyle felt like an MMO. Chronomancer has an ascendancy point that makes it so that when you use a skill with a cooldown, there's a chance of it not going on cooldown. And it was allowing me to like quadruple, at times like use 4 ice bombs in a row, which is just insane damage for boss fights. So it felt like there was something really interesting and fun about it. I'm pretty sure Chronomancer has a bunch of really strong meta builds. But regardless of what I do, Micho, what you're gonna see with all of my builds is the pretty consistent... Give me a sec here. It's likely gonna feel the same, where I have one clear skill, And then I have a setup for bossing, and that setup for bossing is disgusting. So if we go Chronomancer, it's not going to feel too much different than what we're doing right now, would be my guess. We'd be, you know, going around the map, using some kind of clear skill, some kind of move speed, or movement skill. And then I'd have some, like, interesting bossing setup that'll either, like, freeze them into instant blow-up kind of shit or stun them. And then the hope of being, that any class can kind of be as tanky as I'm comfortable with. Because we don't need a lot of damage. The more you play the boss fights and the more you learn the mechanics, it's possible to do like a 10-minute long Arbiter. When we were practicing for Arbiter, we were getting pretty far into the fight without ever dying. Like purposely not doing damage and just trying to kill him over and over again, or just trying to dodge over and over again. We're lasting pretty long. A preserved collarbone as well. Got a lot of crafting stuff from today's stream. Yes, that's a lot of fun actually. Or like when I saw them add that at the end of the patch notes, I was really surprised because it looked really cool. I haven't talked about this yet, but okay, sorry. Well, we've got. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna do temples on stream anymore. I feel like the temple content's fucking boring. I'll do the temples off stream because they're my current temple's really chill. And then I'll save the currency and we'll do the crafting later. But we are gonna run 2 more maps. Just so after this I can do those 3 temples, and then before I jump out, I do want to pull up just the internet real quick and we can go over a few things.
Indeed. Speak, choose what you... A useful trade. Speak, this is all we... I will make use.
Get the maps done though first. We're gonna need to move tabs here pretty soon.
Go on.
Sorry, what I was gonna say is I'm gonna pull up hardcore SSF and sort by rare 2-handed maces. And there's a Vara mage going 2-hand maces, which I thought was fucking dope.
Nature takes what's old.
Oh. Definitely been a busy stream for me, at least in my head. Play wise, we've just been mapping. It's been pretty chill, but I don't know what's been going on with me, but just a lot. don't know if wasting the expedition tab like we are doing right now is a good idea, because we need to use it to get more tablets. I think it's probably fine. Quantity is worth the bleed, I think. Flask charges, not so much. Here.
Itching for me to lose another limb, are ya?
Should be fine, I think. We just got a single one. Why? Yeah, we got our first today, basically. I haven't done too much jewel crafting. Maybe one of my least explored crafting avenues. Interesting. Yo, we got Belly the Beast. That's fun. Oh, time lost for the Varus setup. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Huh. That makes sense. That sounds like a great SSF character then. Giving you a reason to farm specific content. I put in a good amount of time farming trials for some jewels, but probably not as much as I should. Our jewels are pretty shitty. Boss again. In the first season, I was really interested in Time Lost Jewels plus, what was it? I think it was Time Lost Jewels plus Hulking Form plus the mod that increased the value of the small suffixes on the Time Lost Jewel itself. And then somebody started to do it with I think Captain Lance put a video out talking about it. I never got a chance to try it. Because, again, like, the high-end stuff, it just takes too much time to get there. But somebody put a video out doing it with Adorns, and it was crazy in, like, Season 0.1. Guessing Essences is in the middle here, so we'll just go back to the checkpoint. Stunning this thing before it actually just the jump is super nice. Belly the Beast, baby. Really cool unique wall leveling.
Speak.
Something else I did off stream, which I'm guessing I left until we got the rib. Not that shield. It was different shield. Like it's any of these ones. Where did I put it? We need to clear this tab out. This is doing nothing for me. I swear I recommed a shield. Maybe I didn't. Oh, okay, so we didn't recomb anything, but I think it was just this. I just thought this could be good. And looking at it now, it's not too good. Ugh. We need the strength. So, like, I think we're going to put a rib on the prefix and hope we hit really high increased armor energy shield. But let's just save it. Instead, we've yet to get a chaos. I was trying to farm some essences here. We'll do one more map then. We might have to go triple essence at some point or some shit. I don't really know why it's we have so much increased essences per map and we're only seeing about one every map. Wait. We didn't even see it this map. We gotta go back. And our music died. Okay. Sorry, did I not get the starting checkpoint? Oh, we up in the middle here. Dude, I have so much of that. This league I've done a lot better of a job not overdoing it, and we'll go through the bolt tab every now and then and just delete it, but yo, last league was a fucking nightmare, and then like, yeah, this league we've got 2 tabs that are full of gear that we'll probably never touch ever again. Maybe it's just that more essences can't spawn because we're spawning too many league mechanics at once or something. We'll test more next stream. So Wallen's the lower tier? No, that's higher tier. Yo, and we keep getting a depths. I'll take depths. Ooh-wee. Another collarbone, hell yeah. We've got 2 Amis that could turn into some crazy shit tonight, honestly. But I'd want to get... We're going to use the currency on, like, good gear. I kind of want to get an Echoes, and we just haven't been farming them, so... Probably not going to be... Oh! I don't even know what that was. I don't think that was... Oh, it was freeze, looks like. yeah, definitely definitely on the cooldown. Good amount of stuff we covered today, and again, we'll end the video. I'll pull up some stuff I want to talk about. I did it off stream, like I had it on my off monitor at some point, but I didn't explain it fully to people. And the next video we do, I'll cover it. But I was crafting wrong for like the first month of the league, basically. And it matters way more for ES, right? Where like I could normally get by with a shitty armor gear on my other characters because we're converting Fizz to fire and all that shit. Jawbone we don't really need.
Go on. Quickly.
Put that there. There we go. But sure, we'll do that real quick. I'll pause. Let's drop this. Or wait, how do I want to do this? Something like if I show, you still can't see audio, I don't think. Let's do this anyways. Oh, so all I wanted to talk about, and we'll do a full-on YouTube video about this, specifically with two-handed maces, what I was seeing. Actually, let's go back to game. So in game, if I look at like a two-handed mace that we have stored, which we don't.
Oh, it's you.
Anything with a suffix real quick? Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
So
Choose what you as expected.
I was getting a lot of weapons like this, right? So it's a two-handed mace with one suffix, and then I'm hoping to get a really high increased Fizz mod. I was using Perfect Augs, and then at some point I just like casually realized it says minimum modifier is 70. So if we go back to, this is PoE2DB. If you check Fizz, if you're looking at flat Fizz, you can only run a single modifier. You can only roll one, and it's got the lowest weighting possible. If you're talking about increased Fizz, you can only roll two. And both of these are even lower weighting than the flat Fizz, right? If you're talking about hybrid, again, minimum 2. Yeah, so it's 2. Same deal. I do not need T1 on all of these mods, right? If I'm looking at increased physical damage, T3 is good enough. Our weapon is currently using T3. Most, like the desecrated mod is T3. T3 is good enough for endgame. And essentially, it's more than doubling your chances of hitting increased physical if you go for this aug. If you use greater orb of augments instead of perfect. And when it comes to playing an ES character, it's identical for ES bases, and I had no fucking clue. So if I go to like a strength int chest, if you use a perfect aug, you can only get one of the flat rolls, and then you literally can't get. Okay, maybe body armor's wrong, but at some point you were actually like locked out of getting. Let me check helms. Yeah. So helmets, you literally couldn't hit flat. You couldn't hit flat hybrid on helmets if you use that. Increased as well. Minimum 70 just puts it over the top. So you're guaranteed like all these other mods. But like if you're looking to just get defenses, or if you're looking to just craft like your end game starter mace, you're throwing. Sorry, I might have been talking while not showing it, but I don't know. I've been going through a lot of stuff, and that's a video that I can do. It's just not like we've been talking about like making a consistent like series of videos. That's not something I can keep doing. So, anyways, I think that's gonna do it for me today. Again, we've been talking a lot. I don't know how often I'll do streams like this, but they're kind of fun for me. I also like the streams where we're playing more. I'm more focused on the game, more focused on crafting all this shit. When did they get 3 different? 0.3. And they're still balancing this as well. But yeah, they have minimum modifiers on each, and they're all used for different things. Exalts, the modifiers are lower, so this isn't necessarily the case for exalts, but for augmentations it's different. Regals, max, minimum mod level 50, stuff like that. It's definitely crafting's in a really, really cool spot since 0.3. But yeah, again, we'll see how often I do this. I like talking about PoE too, but it doesn't seem like if I'm trying to get views on the standalone videos that's the way to go. So I'm probably not going to do too many podcast style videos. Explainers and build guides and like currency farming guides and just like stuff like that still does really well, so you'll definitely keep seeing me doing that kind of stuff in the future. But I want to see if there's something that we can cook up that ends up being a lot of fun, because I've been inspired by, again, Firebat coming back. That's what chucked the webcam on. The fact that I realized that I don't know when people watch our stuff, but if people are watching the VODs more, that's also why we threw chat up, so like they can see me actually talking to chat. But yeah, we'll see where we go. But Darth Microtransactions with his I don't know what he called the series, but like the putting community builds through like the gauntlet essentially kind of inspired me. So we'll see if I can come up with a video that I'm not necessarily looking at doing too much community stuff. Maybe that'll be down the line, but like creatively there's got to be something, so we'll see. But as always, thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for chatting, and we'll see you in the next one. Should be on Wednesday. And yeah, in the downtime I'll farm up some gear, or we'll farm some temples and get some currencies between then and now. So we'll do some crafting on Wednesday. That's what I'm saying, man. They popped off, and I hope he keeps doing those. Really cool idea, and it'll kind of be like a time capsule. So at any point, if anybody goes back to take a look at what were people running in 0.4, they can pull up one of his videos, and it'll be like a dope kind of thing. So anyways,